So the most frequently asked question that I get asked as an upper cervical specialist is, if you don't crack and twist the neck, how do you adjust the spine? So in our practice, we utilize this table-mounted instrument adjuster to provide a very light force right behind the jaw here in order to adjust the upper cervical spine. So first, we derive the patient's listing or angle of adjustment off of their CT scan that we had done previously. Once we do that, the patient's then going to lie on their side, either the right or the left, depending on what the angle of their adjustment needs to be, because everyone's misalignment is going to be slightly different. So just try to relax your head as much as possible. Just let it fall. So the patient's head is placed onto this somewhat firm headpiece here. So this headpiece is firm to give us the most amount of leverage for the adjustment. So we utilize the leverage of the head and the skull in order to open and close the joints in the upper cervical spine as we need to, and get them in that open position so that when the actual adjustment is made, the adjustment can just be very, very slight and just very light force, which you'll see here in just a second. So I'm going to come around here now that the patient is set up. Once the patient is perfectly set up on the headpiece, the instrument is then lowered. So the angle, again, of the instrument is going to depend and be based off of what we found on the imaging. So once the patient's all set up, the instrument is then lowered just behind the jaw here. There's a little soft spot right here where we can contact the C1 vertebra. So the patient will feel a little pressure just behind their ear. And then once the adjustment is made, it is just a tiny little tap like that. And so there might be 2 or 3 of those taps until we get the feedback that the bone is moved. After the correction's made, the patient's going to then sit up. So the average misalignment in the upper neck is really just very millimeters, and so a very light force is all that it needs to move the bone if the patient's head is set up properly so that the leverage can be utilized. So then after the correction, we're going to check a couple of different indicators, such as the tone of the neck, the length of the legs, how did the body respond to that correction. If our indicators are clear, the patient will then go rest for a period of 10 to 15 minutes, and the amount of visits that are going to be needed or the amount of corrections that are going to need to be made will be determined based on how did they hold this first adjustment and the subsequent corrections.